Double Masters previews continue on. We had a little bit of a lighter day as far as how many cards were previewed, but we still got some very spicy cards, including our rare land cycle.
Yes, and the rare lands in this set, they're not going to be fetch lands, but I don't think they're going to disappoint.
But you're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons. Yeah.
We're going to talk about all of that and more. Video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We have got day 3 of Double Masters spoilers to talk about.
It's practically ultimate.
Yeah.
It's very ultimate.
Yeah.
It's very double. It's all of the adjectives.
It seems pretty sick so far. Before we get into the cards, though, if you wouldn't mind, go down there, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
Liking and subscribing is the best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. Let's get into the cards. We have some fun stuff to talk about. And first up today, you will see Borderless lands. These are from Battle for Zendikar.
Yep.
These are done by Noah Bradley. So Noah Bradley soon to not be working with Wizards of the Coast moving forward, but we will see his work in this product and also, I believe, a little bit in Zendikar Rising.
Yeah, absolutely. They said that they were parting ways with Noah Bradley permanently, that essentially some of his artwork was already in the production line and couldn't be stopped at this point, and that we would be seeing some more in the future, even though they were announcing at that time that they were severing ties with Noah. These land cycles are obviously part of that. I think this will be, we'll see one more round of Noah art in some set. I believe they said next February will be the last time that we'll see any Noah Bradley art. And this was our Borderless full art lands from the master set.
Yeah, I think these lands are really cool. I love the art on all of these. At this point now, we've seen these lands and we've seen the unhinged lands. So you know what all lands you're going to be getting. So if you're one of the people who, like, you're half in, half out of the boat trying to figure out, do you want to buy Double Masters VIP Edition? Now we know exactly what the lands are. I personally could tell you from a finance perspective, you know, we cover that a lot on this channel. I think the unhinged lands are probably going to hold a premium to these. However, the fact that everything is borderless is really cool, and I do think that people who want to acquire these, you know, these are probably going to hold a premium.
Yeah, absolutely. Assoulment is a different language from English, and it stands for crop rotation. What we just saw was the regular inset print of this card, reprint of this card, and we have found out that crop rotation, an old common, has now been printed in the showcase treatment at Rare.
Yes, that's right. And now what you need to know about crop rotation is that it's a very, very cheap card, except for the OG foil from Urza's Legacy, which is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So just like, this is going to be one of those cards. We talk about pimp factor on this channel sometimes. We're always talking about what is the best in slot pimp factor for the EDH deck, which is something that is on everybody's mind. They're always like, what is the best card that I can use? And I really do think that this is going to appeal to a lot of players that are looking for that variant that isn't the original art OG
Definitely.
foil in that frame. Yeah,
there's been a little bit of controversy around the showcase cards that are rares that are common reprints, Expedition Map being another one where the discussion has happened. We talked about crop rotation in the Jake and Joel Are Magic Discord today. Join our Patreon if you want to join our Discord. And there were people on both sides of the aisle. You know, we had people that this one would suck to open, and I was more on team, oh, this is dope. And we ended up pretty much figuring out that we weren't even arguing about the same thing. I too would be disappointed if I opened up a pack of this incredibly expensive set and I got what is essentially a common in a rare slot, even though it's a showcase card. But
and let's talk about that for a second. I don't mean to trample over you, but I think, like, from the perspective of I'm buying a premium product, you know, let's talk about this from like a business perspective, which is like, you have in the past created these master sets that are very expensive, and you have one chance at rare, one chance at your rare or mythic, and you have one chance at your foil. And so I think like that was the original idea behind putting foils in every pack as well. You're getting a foil and it could be another rare. But now, like people have seen, like even with that, like the odds of getting a bad pack when you're paying like $20 for a pack, $15 to $20 for a pack, like those odds are still like stacked against you. So now they've created a product where you get to re-roll those odds. You have 2 chances at a rare.
Right.
And then they did that with the VIP product as well, which I think is very smart. Will those be seeded in such a way where, yes, if you get a crop rotation, that's a bummer, but do you also get a Jace the Mind Sculptor in the same pack?
Yeah, very possible.
Because I think then at that point it balances out and you can't be upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility also exists that you do get 2 bad pulls. But the other side of what I was discussing earlier today was that there are always going to be good mythics, bad mythics, good rares, bad rares, cheap mythics, expensive mythics. And if I'm going to pull what is essentially a miss because I'm aiming at, full art Jace the Mind Sculptor or whatever, if I pull a miss, I at least appreciate that this miss is a card that is played. This is an EDH card. You can put this into pretty much any green deck and it's going to be a good card in that deck. So even though you're missing on like a high value card, you still get a very beautiful card that is playable. And we've talked about this in previous videos around this set. When you're playing EDH and you go full art showcase borderless crop rotation, everybody want to go ahead and pass that around while I search for my land? That is what Commander becomes about. Moving on from that card, we've got Council's Judgment here. It's a reprint. This is the in-set version, and this is our full art showcase. We got the Orzhov Council around the voting table, and everybody's voting. This is another very cool piece of showcase art on a Commander played card.
Yeah, very political card. I like this. Look out for a video in the future because we're going to review all of the showcase cards from this set based on whether or not they are like appropriate to be showcased based on their value, based on their playability. And
tier list? Is there a tier list in the future? Oh,
maybe there is a tier list for collector products in general. Yeah, coming up in the future as well. There's a lot of ideas moving forward, but yeah, Council's Judgment. I think this is a very fun political EDH card. We kind of have to look at EDH as being like the beacon of is it eternal? Is there something about this card where people are going to want to play it? And I think Council's Judgment is one of those cards. I think that's why we have a very cool variant. And that's, speaking of variants, let's talk about Meddling Mage, a card that is played in Modern Humans, a card that has seen a lot of success just as an eternally playable card. I think it's appropriate that we have a variant of this card. I love the white and the blue.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of this being one of the showcase cards. It's playable. It's seen play in a lot of different types of decks, like you said. It's not a full miss if you pull it from a pack. Treasure Mage. This is a uncommon for limited. Obviously, this is played in some EDH decks. But this is, like Jake said in a previous video around this set, this is just a good uncommon to fill out that slot in a premium product, much like Path to Exile, which I think was the last example that you used. Sundering Titan, Jake.
And piggybacking off of the Treasure Mage. Yeah. I mean, just keep in mind, like, this is one of those cards that, like, let's keep this product in our mind for limited, because I think people are really going to like it for limited.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about how Trash for Treasure pairs with Wormcoil Engine in the previous video. If you want to go check that video out, we'll put it in the cards. But Treasure Mage as well. I mean, if you pull Wormcoil Engine, make sure you pull Treasure Mage and Trash for Treasure, because you could just play that Wormcoil Engine the entire game. And this card, like, this is, I mean, It's a great limited card. Let's think about Double Masters outside of our wallet. Is it going to be a fun limited experience? And I do think it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what I think is the most expensive card that they've printed into this set so far.
Not good for.
I'm just kidding. Sundering Titan is very cheap because it's banned in Commander, and that goes towards Jake's earlier point. These cards that are going to retain value are going to be ones that are playable in Commander, and they are, staple-ish, at least in certain strategies. This card is banned, and so it means that the price of it just tanks.
Yeah, 100%. If you're looking for something that's indicative of like, where is the value in my collection? Look at how good this card is and say to yourself, would I play that in Commander if it were legal? 100%. 100%. This card is oppressive. In green decks, you can cheat it out early. It's an excellent card, and it's $1 because you can't even play it in Commander. So
because it's so good.
Tell you where the value, because it's too good. It's like if you're too good, you go home.
Yep.
That's why it's like Liliana of the Veil. It's an excellent card, but it's just good enough, but not too good.
Right.
It's excellent.
Trinisphere is a very widely regarded and played card. This is up in the $30 to $40 range, if I'm not mistaken. This is a card, Jake pointed this out in our pre-shooting review, that has been upshifted from rare to Mythic for this set. So
first time we're seeing Trinisphere at Mythic. We did see it as a masterpiece, but that's like a whole different level of rarity. But so I mean, kind of points to, hey, we have our finger on the pulse of what cards are valuable, and we think this one is good enough to be Mythic. Yeah. It is a very, very, very good card.
It would have been
deny the power of it.
It would have been super trolly if on the first day of Double Masters previews, where everything is supposed to have a 2 theme, they had spoiled Trinisphere, which very clearly has a 3 theme, and I just think that would have been hilarious.
I do think it's fair though, because it is an upshift, but we have seen a ton of downshifts. Remember, Voice of Resurgence down from Mythic to Rare. I mean, that's just like one example, and there are others.
We've got Academy Ruins coming in with its own showcase that is so sexy.
We'll be acquiring.
Yes, this is absolutely a card.
I can't not.
Yeah, this is just one that you definitely want. It's got a home in EDH. It's going to be playable
John
forever.
Avon art.
Right.
Like, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I like everything that's going on here.
This is a showcase that I would be very excited to open up in a pack for sure.
And remember this, the only place you're going to find a foil version of that card is in VIP Masters. In Double Masters VIP Edition, that's the only place you're going to find that foil.
Yep.
So if you're thinking, oh, I might find it in the box topper, you're not going to. I might find it in a regular pack. You're not going to. That's the only place to find that card.
Firelit Thicket starts what is now revealed to be our rare lands in this set, at least the ones that we've seen so far. Yeah, these are these filter lands that are going to be legacy playable. I mean,
this one's
not legacy playable, but Commander playable forever is what I mean, eternally playable. Graven Cairns is going to be the only one that doesn't have the same amount of value. This one's around $5 or $6, whereas the rest of all of these are $20 and up. The cards are going to be always wanted in
soon
EDH
to be going
decks.
down. Soon to be going down.
Absolutely. This is, like Jake has said in earlier videos in this series, make sure that you're waiting a few weeks after this set comes out. That's when you're going to start finding these cards at the lowest, as everybody's just trying to unload whatever they open that they don't want to keep. Which brings us to Rolling Earthquake. Now, this is an interesting one, and Jake can break down the numbers for you on
Scarcity.
this. However, this card is very expensive right now. It has had one printing way back in the day, and it had a printing in one of the From the Vaults. So this is essentially its second true printing ever, and I think that is going to significantly drive the price down, just like we saw with Imperial Recruiter in one of the recent master sets.
Yeah, so Horsemanship, this was a Portal 3K card, I believe. Horsemanship is a very, very rare ability for creatures to have, so this pretty much hits everything. This is just like I always talk about Imperial Recruiter. Imperial Recruiter, Grim Tutor, we're seeing it with right now in Core 2021. Cards that are scarce, they're good cards. I'm not going to say Grim Tutor and Imperial Recruiter aren't good cards. They just have so few printings. Yeah, this card is going to drop in price. It's gonna absolutely tank. I could see it getting as low as like $6. It might even be less. It's going to be a rare in a set that's going to be mass opened.
Right.
So like pre-sale beware, a lot of prices are inflated right now. I can't emphasize that enough. I really can't.
You can and you have. Rolling Earthquake is just redundancy on expel red damage on the ground
Unlimited?
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a dope
one,
limited.
100% like.
But, I mean, in EDH, this is just redundancy on an effect that you might want to put a lot of energy into building, your X-Spell deck that's got red in it. Past that, you're going to run cards like this, Blasphemous Act, EDH, staple, reprint, fantastic, love it. Drive that price down, get this card into everybody's hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, 100%.
This
pops up in Commander decks and stuff like that.
Right. Chord of Calling was another one. This is between $10 and $20 if I'm not mistaken. It's been reprinted quite a bit lately. It is interesting because we have this art, which is new art, so I'm assuming we're going to see a showcase version of this, because we also were shown that the old art that we've seen on Chord of Calling before is also being printed into the set.
Yeah, so this art that we're looking at right here would have been like M14 or M15, if I recall correctly. It might even be M16. But I remember this card came out. It was like the big card in that set. And then Chord of Calling that before that would have been in Ravnica.
Right.
So, yeah, this is interesting that they have two different arts going on here for this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I pulled the images off Scryfall, and this was one of the late previews of the day, so I'm not sure exactly what the reason is for the two different arts. If you've seen, let us know down in the comments.
I do see P down there in the bottom left of the card.
So it's a promo.
It's probably some sort of promo. It's probably like a buy a box or maybe like a game day or something like that. Either way, very cool card.
Yeah.
Any kind of tutor is very good.
Right. Completely agree. Couldn't agree more. That brings us to the beginning of the day. Again, let's close the book on the... We appreciate you watching so much. Thank you. If you do like the video, hit that subscribe button down there. It really helps us out. We are going to continue making these videos throughout preview season, letting you know our opinions of the Double Masters cards. If you think that we were wrong about any of these cards, let us know down in the comments below. That's where the conversation continues.
Yes, and what are you excited for about this set? What card are you looking to acquire, and what are you trying to acquire it for? I want to know. I want to know what you're excited for in this set.
Absolutely. We've got a special running over on our Patreon right now. First edition stickers, limited supply. Everyone who joins our Patreon at any level right now gets one of our first edition Jake and Joel Are Magic Cartoon Wizard stickers. Jake, I'm tapped out.
It will never say edition 1 again after these are gone.
Yep. We'll catch you later.
All right, see ya.